Okay, marijuana. Okay, at its raw level, it doesn't seem to be that concerning. In fact, you could juice. I've heard of people juicing cannabis, and that there's amazing benefits. I mean, this is a very special plant, and in its raw form, I don't take an issue with it. But like many things that we've learned about, like with food, when you heat it, you alter its chemistry, and basically that becomes acidic. So, you have to heat it in order to get the THC or activate it out of the plant. So you can either burn uh, um, basically burn it and inhale the smoke. You can infuse it with oil and cook it, and eat it, or you can heat it up using a vaporizer and inhale the steam. So these are just, again, so these are the three ways to get high from weed, but all three of those ways cause harm, because if you ingest heated oil, this is going to be mucus forming, acidic, acid forming, harmful to the digestive tract. And so all the chemistry gets bonded together in the heat, it oxidates, creates free radicals. So this is like eating something very toxic, heated oil and heated marijuana. So the other thing is it seems to me that with marijuana there's some level of neurotoxicity. I know, especially when people eat it, people say that it makes them feel high for days, or not. I mean, not high for days, but that even the next day and 2 days later, they still feel kind of wonky. And so there's some lingering neurological effects, residues. The THC actually gets stored in the fatty tissues of the body, and it can stay there for months. So it seems to me that there could be, and in my experience, long-term implications of this affecting the neurological system, could be harmful and toxic or neurotoxic. Here's a side note about weed, is that you could be smoking weed that's, a lot of it's not organic, and pesticides are used on a lot of pot farms, and you have less control. If you're getting it from a dealer, you don't know what's in that. There's no quality control. Now, maybe if you get it from a dispensary, or if it's legal where you live, then you can have more transparency into where it comes from to make sure that it is natural, it doesn't have any chemicals. So that's the issue with eating it. The issue with smoking it is you're creating direct harm to your lungs. You're putting hot smoke into your body. This is an offense to your tissues. It creates immediate inflammation to your lungs, your mouth, your throat, and your chest. Now, it would be less harmful if you cooled down the smoke. Like you have these devices where they have water. The water cools the smoke. You also have ice, or you can even have they have a component inside of it that you can freeze it in the freezer and then reattach it so it cools the smoke down. That would be far better, because now you're not literally burning your insides of your body. You are still breathing in carbon monoxide that's cold. It's still toxic, carbon monoxide, still creates acid chemistry, and it overworks the liver. The liver has to transmutate the chemistry when you breathe in carbon monoxide, even if it's cold. So there's still an issue there. You could also use a vaporizer, so you could breathe in steam instead of breathing in smoke. But you still have the heat factor, so then you're still potentially burning the insides of your tissues with the heat. So yeah, there's still an issue there, and basically you still have the neurotoxicity issue, the THC passing through the blood-brain barrier. So now those are kind of the physiological and chemical issues with consuming THC. Now there could be potentially other issues in terms of from personal or mental standpoint from smoking weed or consuming weed in some way. Yes, but that's not really my gig, is telling you, hey, if you stop smoking weed, your life's going to get a lot more organized and you'll probably get a lot more done and you'll probably move closer towards your goals quicker. That's kind of redundant, but that's a side issue. Okay, but there you go. That's weed.